What I'm about to share with you is my own personal story, and I want you to understand this story turned my entire life upside down. It flipped everything I had ever known completely on its head. So let me start from the beginning. A life full of blessings. I got married in the year 2000. I was only 16 or 17 years old at the time. 2 years later, in December of 2002, my daughter was born. Life was beautiful, truly beautiful. My own family was well off and respected, and the family I married into was equally prosperous. Alhamdulillah, I had no worries. Good food, good company, travel, freedom. We had a home in Karachi, and since I'm originally from Quetta, we would travel back and forth between the two cities at least 4 or 5 times a year. My in-laws' home was always full of laughter. There was my husband, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my mother and father-in-law, 5 people in total. Outsiders used to joke that our family was too fun to be real. My own brothers would tease us and say, "You people should replace your nameplate with the Addams family. You're nothing like ordinary households." We were close. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law were almost the same age as me. My brother-in-law was slightly older, and my sister-in-law was about 2 years younger. We were more like friends than family. Every day, they would come over for lunch and come back again for dinner. That was just our life. Warm, joyful, and full. The arrival. It was 2008, and we began searching for a bride for my brother-in-law. We wanted to find him a good match so we could settle down. Around this same time, there was a girl, a college friend of my sister-in-law, who used to come to our house frequently. My sister-in-law herself didn't particularly like her, but this girl had a way of showing up uninvited. Every week, without fail, she would stop by, and she always brought something sweet, homemade desserts, baked goods, because she claimed baking was her passion. We thought nothing of it. We'd eat what she brought and think, she loves baking, so she tries new things and shares them with us. There was no suspicion in our hearts, none at all. But then something unexpected happened. This same girl, the one my sister-in-law didn't even want around, became the centre of a marriage proposal. My mother-in-law decided we should pursue her for my brother-in-law. When my sister-in-law heard this, she quietly said she wasn't in favour of it. I stayed silent too, but the decision moved forward without much resistance. I was the one who called the girl's mother. I told her we were looking for a bride for our brother-in-law, that her daughter came to our home and that we liked her, and that we wished to propose. Her mother said she'd respond within half an hour. Half an hour later, she called back and told us she and her husband would be coming that same evening to see the boy. We were stunned. We had only just called, and they were already ready. But we welcomed them. That evening, they came to our home, saw the house, met my brother-in-law, spent about 2 hours with us, and less than half an hour after they left, they called to accept the proposal. They also said they wanted to complete the nikah within a week. A week. We told them we couldn't arrange everything in a week. We'd need at least a little time. We suggested an engagement first and a nikah later. They refused. They wanted the nikah right away. After much difficulty, they agreed to give us 15 days. In that time, my husband and I rushed to Karachi, bought a designer outfit and jewellery for the bride, and returned. 15 days later, the nikah was done. The first warning signs. After the nikah, some of my relatives who knew the girl's family came to us privately with concerned looks on their faces. They asked whether we had done any background check on her family before proceeding. We were taken aback. We told them she used to come to our home. She seemed decent. She was local. What more did we need to know? They didn't push further, but looking back, I wish we had listened. The very next day after the nikah, the bride's mother called my mother-in-law and said something that struck me as deeply strange. She said, "I will train my daughter so well that you will forget the name of your elder daughter-in-law. You will only speak of my daughter." She said this directly to my mother-in-law. On the phone, I was hurt, but we were open-minded people. We let it go. A house divided. The trouble began slowly, in small ways. My sister-in-law's new wife started making odd little gestures, the kind you dismiss at first. One day, I came back from the kitchen to find my bedsheets had been changed. When I asked her about it, she said cheerfully that she had put her sheets on my bed. I was puzzled. Who does that in someone else's home? I politely removed them, folded them, returned them to her, and said, "Thank you, but please don't do this again." Meanwhile, in our house, my new sister-in-law was being constantly compared to me, but not favourably. My in-laws would tell her things like, "Look at how your Barbie manages everything, the cooking, the child, the home, all at once. Look at her timing, learn from her." On the surface, it seemed like praise for me, but slowly those comparisons began planting a seed of resentment in her heart. She had gotten pregnant shortly after the wedding, and I was there for her, carrying her favourite food to her room, stitching clothes for her, taking care of her in every way I could. But the bitterness grew silently inside her, and the warmth that once filled our home began to disappear. She had been told she was having a son. She had shopped for everything in blue. She had picked out a boy's name. When the doctor at 7 months said it was a girl, she refused to believe it. "The doctor is lying," she said. And when the baby was born, a daughter, she refused to look at her. She refused to hold her. She said, "My child was supposed to be a son." It took a long time and a lot of effort to get her to accept her daughter. Then her mother came to stay with us during the 40-day recovery period, which was strange in itself. Usually, the new mother goes to her own family, but she moved in with us and began inserting herself into every matter of the household, speaking badly about me and my brother-in-law's deep friendship, interfering with everything as if it were her own home. Something in the food. My husband, daughter, and I decided to take a short trip, a few days in Lahore, then Islamabad, then back. On the journey home, I felt a strange pain low in my abdomen. I thought it might be travel sickness and ignored it. When we arrived home, my sister-in-law had prepared a dessert for everyone. She brought me a separate bowl, especially for me, she said. "Barbie, I made this just for you." She watched me with those eyes as I took the bowl. I ate it, because there was nothing in our hearts that would have made us suspicious. The illness no doctor could explain. Within a week, my weight dropped to 52 kilograms. I couldn't get out of bed. I was 26 or 27 years old, but I looked like a 90-year-old woman, hunched over, my hands and feet darkened, gasping for breath with every sentence I tried to speak. The pain was low in my body, constant, heavy, like something solid had been placed inside of me. We saw every doctor we could find. We even went to Karachi for a full hospital examination. Every report came back normal. My husband, who had always been attentive and loving, began to distance himself completely. He would leave me alone in that state and go to Karachi. My daughter I sent to my parents' home so she would be safe and could go to school. I told no one how afraid I was for her. I was tormented every evening. From Ash time until Fajr, something would take hold of me that I cannot properly put into words. I pray, even for my worst enemy, that Allah never brings them to where I was. The truth revealed. One day, my father, a deeply devout and gentle man, always reciting Quran, began reading Surah Baqarah aloud. As his voice filled a room, my condition worsened drastically. Those watching me stepped back in fear. Something was reacting to those words. My father understood then that this was not a medical illness.